All right, what's poppin', people? Welcome in. This is BigRedNation.com back here with another video. And guys, welcome back to NFL Week 13 Analytics Predictions. We're here every single Thursday, breaking every matchup down. Where you guys are going to get my pick against the spread, final score, and the over in the under prediction for every single week. Glad you guys are here with us today on this lovely Thanksgiving. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate y'all support. Make sure to go join the Discord. All love is appreciated here on the channel. Thank you guys so much recently for joining our Week 12 NFL Live Reaction Show. We appreciate it. Very love means to me. So, like I said, if you guys haven't joined the Discord, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. All love is appreciated. Honestly, last week was kind of hit or miss for me. I'll talk about that for a minute, but not too happy about my performance last week, but we'll get into that in a minute. By the way, and one more thing before we get started here, happy Thanksgiving to you guys. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully everything is going right. Make sure you guys go turn down that turkey, the ham. Make sure you guys got to do all that. All that's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you guys enjoy Thanksgiving this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. So have fun while you're at it. I'm about to get the turkey, the ham, the mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, the greens, everything, the soda, everything. So I'm about to get it all down once I'm done making this video for you guys today. But hopefully this video is out early enough so you guys can watch it before the 12:30 noon game coming on today. So that's what it is. That's why this video is going to be out so early, because that's what the reasoning is. So yeah, this week was honestly pretty difficult, if I'm being honest. But let's go ahead and take a look at what I did last week. Regular picks record. No, I mean, just 8-5 over a short week. Like, no, not a short week. Actually, yeah, it was a short week because 6 teams had a bye week last week. But 8-5, I'm not accepting that. I should have done a lot better than that. Well, majority of the problem was teams losing or teams not taking care of business what they should be taking care of business. I think I said a whole bunch of times last week, like this week is a business week for a lot of teams, and I picked the majority of the teams that need to handle business. And importantly, 5 teams did not handle business. So, 8-5 record off of that week, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it one bit. Could have done a lot better than that. Let's see, spread picks record. Right now, 5-8 was not my week there either. That's kind of due to majority team, the teams that take care of business, and then the teams that took care of the spread. Even though I got it right, my spread prediction was wrong. So not the greatest week for either or. Regular picks record, I'm at 124-55 right now. I'm still on pace to break 80. I'm still paced to do that, but I just need to start limiting the losses more. I can only afford like maybe four or 3 losses here throughout. So I gotta, if I want to break 80, so gotta keep the losses low there. Spread picks record, like I said, I don't really care about the spread picks record. This year I'm just kind of doing it for fun here. I'm 97 and 82 right now on spread picks record. So that's where I currently stand. I was 5-8 last week on spread picks records, but I would do it over and under 2, but I'm just not going to do that because that's not really our focus here. What we're really doing is regular picks record. That's really what we're looking at here. Spread picks record is just something that is just there. So regular picks record is really what I'm worried about, because I said going into the season, breaking under 100 was my challenge. Right now, I'm definitely on pace and doing that. Like I said, I just need to keep the things a little bit. But you guys know what we do here, weekly awards. If you guys are new here to the channel, we got the best, worst, trickiest, 1 point, and ass beating of the week. Those are weekly awards that we give out to the games that I feel like that deserve the awards. So yeah, this week should be an interesting week. Obviously, a lot of questions to answer this week. How teams are going to respond, all that stuff. So hopefully I do have another bounce back this week than I did last week. But first, we have to take a look at the standings before we go ahead and get started. So why not? Let's go ahead and get there. All right, let's take a look at the standings here in the NFC. Not too many changes here in the NFC. Cardinals, Seahawks had to flip. I'm pretty sure first through third, and then 4 through 7 stayed the same. Cardinals and like I said, Cardinals and Seahawks kind of swap places. Tampa Bay is going up. Rams falling back down. They were 8th last week, now the 10th. San Francisco is starting to fall back a little bit. Saints starting to come up a little bit. Bears falling, and then the last three has just been the last three for a long time now. So they're standing in the NFC. I probably will have this more updated next week. I'll probably have like the playoffs, and then we'll do in the hunt and then elimination. Well, not elimination because we don't have anybody in elimination bracket so far. So yeah, those are the play. So I will probably have this more updated next week because we're really starting to get into the playoff things now. So there's standings for the NFC. And then for the AFC, we have KC still in first place. And then those are the rest of the teams. First through fourth hasn't moved it a good bit. But Baltimore sneaking up their fifth place. Chargers in sixth had them two at a flip flop after that last outing. Broncos still sitting at seventh. Dolphins really starting to make a comeback here. Colts, Bengals haven't really moved. Browns moved up a little bit after the win. Jets sliding back down even off the bye week, and then you have the bottom four who really hasn't moved in a good bit. I mean, they've been moving places, but they've just been staying down there on the bottom. But like I said, I'll probably have this more updated next week. I'll probably have like the playoffs and in the hunt and elimination when we get into the elimination bracket portion of the thing. But like I said, those will be updated next week. Remember, there's nobody on bye this week. No teams are on bye this week. So without further ado, we can just what was the word I was getting ready to say? You know what? Fuck it. We'll go ahead and get into it. Alrighty here. Thanksgiving football should be an interesting one here. We got the Bears taking on against the Detroit Lions. This is going to be a fun one here. Obviously, this game could go either way. I like both teams in this game. I like the Bears, the way they're playing right now. Like I said, the Bears are kind of unfortunate because they've been losing a whole bunch of close games, and that's just been a little bit annoying for them. Meanwhile, looking at the Detroit Lions, the Lions, they're like I said, this team is the best team in football. I don't know if we can deny it anymore. They're the best team in football, and I think that's pretty fair to say. I think that's pretty simple to say. You're looking at this game, the Bears coming off a pretty, like I said, unfortunate performance against the Vikings last week. They ended up taking a tough blow there, even though they tried to make a last-minute comeback. We're looking at the Lions. Lions coming off a good performance of their own. I just love the way how the Lions are playing right now. On both sides of the ball, we saw their offense play a good portion of the season. But how about last week in their defense? Their defense was absolutely fantastic last week. And that's just something I think that's something that will come more into play in this game. Meanwhile, for the Bears, I'm not really expecting the Bears to do too much here offensively. Sure, I do think the Bears will end up scoring more points at the end, but I'm not really expecting them to do too much offense in this game, especially how Detroit's defense has been looking recently. If they play, like I said, Detroit's defense, if they play that way, I think they will limit the Bears' offense just enough that the fact that I do think Detroit will win. Now, Detroit is dealing with injuries. They're dealing with injuries themselves. I'm always going to say Brown. David Montgomery? He's still dealing with some issues right now. Sam Laporta is dealing with some issues right now, and they're getting a little banged up on the defensive side of the ball too. But for me, it does not really matter. I think the Detroit team is built for this. You know what I mean? So in this game, this was actually close for me, my ass beating of the week, but I just didn't really predict it. Even though this is probably the biggest point differential I predicted to be an ass beating, but I'm not expecting this one to be an ass beating here. So I'm gonna go with the Lions to win this one 30-16. I feel awfully pretty confident about that because the Lions, they can score. Bears can score too, but I don't think they're gonna score as much as I think the Lions are gonna score. And this is my prediction, assuming that everybody's gonna play from the Lions, which I do expect everybody to play because they're full participants in practice. Everybody was. If they're out for some reason, I'm still probably going to take the Lions to win this one, but I would probably take it more in like a squeaker, maybe like 26-23, something like that. Now the Lions, they do normally struggle on Thanksgiving, but come on, they're a completely different team than what they were right now, or how dominant they were right now. So Lions win this one 30-16, feeling really comfortable about that. With the line though, minus 11.5, you could argue that's a little bit too much for that, but end up going with the Detroit 11.5. Normally I stay away from bets like that, but I'm really take the risk for it. So I'll go 11.5, and then I took the under 48.5 as well, just because I'm not. I mean, this game should be a lot of fun to watch. It should be kind of a high scoring game, but my opinion, I was like, nah. So there, hold up. So therefore, we're gonna go with the Lions here 30-16. I'm gonna take Detroit minus 11.5, and the under should be pretty interesting. Should be a pretty what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, it should be a pretty interesting Thursday night game. But in the day, I'm going the Lions at home. All right, next up we got the Bears taking on. No, next up we got the Giants taking on against the Dallas Cowboys. This game was interesting, man. This game was interesting. Obviously, Giants coming off a rough outing. Last week against Tampa Bay, they just got completely outplayed, outworked, out everything. Meanwhile, the Dallas is coming off their best performance of the season against the Washington Commanders. Very impressive performance from the Dallas Cowboys, who looked like they didn't really have anything going on that side of the ball. So when you look at this game in general, I think this game was all about me making the Giants a deal, and I literally said, and we'll get the Cowboys in a minute. Like I said, I'm gonna praise them last week. Defensively, they look awesome. Offensively, they look awesome. I mean, not really offensively, but it was mainly their defense that looked pretty awesome last week. Look at the Giants. I told you I made a deal with the Giants, and actually let's just go ahead and hand those award real quick because that's what this is. I mean, I don't think that's a question. Either way, this is the worst game of the week in my opinion. I'm not expecting pretty too much of anything in this game. Offensively, both these two teams suck offensively, especially Dallas at home. You know how Dallas plays at home. They're not good at all. Dallas has only won a home game this year, so there is, which is kind of crazy to really for me to say right now, but it's the truth. They haven't won a home game here so far, but we look at this game in general. I do have the Cowboys winning 17-13, and here's the reason why. And like I said, we'll get into this in a minute. Plus, Dallas is not okay. Actually, I should say that next. But I made a deal with the Giants. I said the Giants last week because they had a perfect opportunity to do this with the Bucs last week. If they show me anything at least productive on the offensive side of the ball, I would pick them over the Cowboys. But no, they did not do that at all. They did not do what I expected them to do. They went out there and got their shit kicked in by the Buccaneers. So in that game, I trust Dallas a little bit more for their special teams. Maybe for Dallas, if you just play defense the way that you did last week, you should be able to win this game. No matter how your offense performed, no matter how CD, Cooper Rush, no matter how they perform. If your defense plays exactly how it did last week, you should be able to walk away with a win here. Now, I do like Trayon Tracy to run the ball all over Dallas, and that's probably what we're going to see in this game, which I could be wrong. That's another prediction where I could be wrong. I can see the Cowboys winning this game because of that reason, but I'm not going to pick it. So I got the Cowboys winning here 17-13. I'm going to take Dallas minus 3.5. And I'm going to take the under 37.5. I think this is too many points. I think this one's going to be like a snooze fest. Both offenses ain't really doing jack shit in this game. But I just think Dallas is going to win because they're special teams, and if they do exactly what they do on the defensive side of the ball, they should be able to limit Tommy DeVito, and they should be able to they should have more opportunity to get the ball down if you don't score. So taking the Cowboys here in kind of a snooze fest, as you guys can tell, worst game of the week here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this game here. We got the Dolphins taking on against the Green Bay Packers. Give credit to Miami Dolphins. Give credit where it's due. The Dolphins, they're really making a playoff push to save their lives. They're really playing good football right now. Dolphins coming in with a 3-game winning streak. Packers coming off a winning streak of their own. Both teams, man, both teams are looking good right now. Obviously, the Dolphins are being the Dolphins offense that we expected them to be all season long. And that's kind of the reason why they're back in the AFC playoff hunt, because they're playing offense where we expected them to play offense. You look at the Packers. The Packers has been dominant on both sides of the ball, defensively, offensively. So we look at these two teams. I think it really comes down to the home field advantage of Green Bay. So I decided to go with Green Bay on this one. I don't know. Both teams are playing really good football right now. Don't get me wrong. Tua's been playing really well. Tyreek, Jalen Waddle. Tua's been able to get everybody active. Even A-Chain had a couple of receiving touchdowns last week, and I can see them doing the same thing here. But the reason why I'm going to go with the Packers is it's just plain and simple. It's home field advantage, and it's in the cold. Tua does not really play well in the cold. So if this game was played in Miami, I probably would go with the Dolphins because they're on their playoff push. This one could have went either way. But I think it really just stands out to me the home field advantage of the Green Bay Packers is going to be the difference here. If this game, like I said, if this game was Miami, I would take the Dolphins. But Jordan Love, he should be able to have it. Even though Miami's defense has been pretty good these last couple weeks, Jordan Love, he should be able to have at least a little bit more time to get the ball down the field and score. Now, I do think the Dolphins will do the same, but I think the Packers will get down the field a little bit more than Miami to win this game. But like I said, Tua doesn't play well in the cold. So I'm gonna roll with the Packers in this one, and kind of a fun one here. This is currently the Thursday night football game. Packers winning 27-24. I may take Green Bay minus 3.5. I think that's a little bit too low of a spread there for me to take Miami, and I'm gonna take the over 46.5. And actually, I feel really good about that. Like I said, I do think both teams have equal amount of talent. Both defenses have been playing really well too, so that we're inclined to see a lot of good defensive moments too. But like I said, the home field of Green Bay is really going to be the difference here. Even want to take a look at Josh Jacobs. Like, I don't even have to highlight any players. Josh Jacobs, he's been phenomenal. I can see him run the ball. A-Chain's been phenomenal. He's going to run the ball over Green Bay. But at the end of the day, like I said, home field advantage just the matchup just favors Green Bay here a little bit more. So I'm gonna take them to win. Keep pace with them. Now, situational football does say Miami needs to win this game, but I'm gonna go with Green Bay. I'm gonna go Green Bay to get it done here. I can absolutely see Miami winning, but I'm gonna go Green Bay. And obviously, I think this is the best game out of the Thanksgiving slate. So make it a good one. All right, let's move on to Black Friday here, where we got the Raiders taking on against the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, looking at this matchup, the Raiders do not look good right now. Even though it's just plain simple, they don't look good. It's just lost Gardner Minshew for the rest of the year. So I'm really curious who's going to start for the Raiders. I think it's either going to be Aiden O'Connell or Desmond Ridder. If I had to choose one of the two, it's probably going to be Aiden O'Connell back there starting, because he was playing quarterback down there before Gardner Minshew. So I'm expecting him to be starting this game. But I don't think it matters. I think the Chiefs on Black Friday night football, they should be able to take care of business here at home. Now, I don't want the Raiders to win, absolutely. And the last time these two teams played in Arrowhead, the Raiders absolutely kicked their ass. And believe it or not, that's the reality. That's what happened. But at the end of the day here, I got to go with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are the better team here. They're trying to take care of business, number one seed. Now, Isaiah Pacheco, he could be back for this game, and this is a big game to be back in. And the reason why I say big game is because he can get really motivated of the start. The Raiders' rush defense is pretty bad, so I don't care if it's Kareem Hunt in there or Isaiah Pacheco. I do think it's going to be Isaiah Pacheco, because I do think he's coming back. He should be able to have a day on this Las Vegas defense. And the Chiefs' offense should be able to get back on track here, even though it has been since last week. But man, they should be able to score a lot, pretty much. They should score enough, I should say, to win this game. So I'm going to go 28-17. I'm feeling good with the Raiders plus 13.5. I think that's too many points. Like I said, the Chiefs, I heard them say that the Chiefs don't really want to play in too many close games anymore. They're tired of it. I mean, I can see this one being an ass kicking, but I'm not going to predict it here. The Chiefs have been a little bit more. They've been keeping games in it. I mean, let's be honest. They've been keeping a lot of games in there close than it really shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs plus. I'm gonna go with the Raiders plus 13.5. Feeling pretty good about that, and I'm gonna take the over 42.5. I think that's just too low. That's too low for me to pick the under on. I think this game will be pretty much more scoring than that. So 28-17, Vegas plus 13.5. I'm feeling pretty confident about those. Over, yeah, I'm just feeling confident across the board, but that's what I got. I do think the Chiefs take care of business here at home. Plus, the quarterback situation for the Raiders is pretty terrible, but Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, D-Hop, they should be able to get the job done here at home. All right, and now we have the Sunday slate. So we have the Chargers taking on against the Atlanta Falcons. Obviously, the Chargers, they took a tough one last week against the Baltimore Ravens. I had a feeling that the Ravens are going to win that game anyway. So even though I did not pick them, I just had a feeling that they were going to win that game. So that was kind of a mistake on my end. You look at the Falcons. The Falcons coming out of their bye week, but recently they have been a mess, like a huge mess. And I know coming off the bye week at home, maybe that does help out the Falcons a little bit. Maybe that does give them a little bit of advantage, but. The Chargers. Listen, this Chargers defense is still one of the best in football, even though they did not perform their best last week. But don't blame them, right? They've been playing against one of the best offensive teams in football. You look at this game, I got the Chargers winning this one 29-23. I think this one's going to be a fun one. It should be pretty high scoring here. But the reason I got to go with the Chargers is because I think both offenses move down the field. Obviously, we've seen the Chargers at moments get the ball down the field. Justin Herbert's been fantastic. Blake McCowney, he's been fantastic. Now, J.K. Dobbins is going to be out for this game. I think Gus Edwards is going to be starting for running back for this game. I know J.K. Dobbins is not going to be playing, but I don't think that really changes my pick at all. Looking at Atlanta, like I said, they've been a little bit inconsistent themselves. I think they're coming in this game with a 2-game losing streak, if I remember correctly. Now, dude, like I said, I'm expecting both offenses to move the ball down the field. I'm expecting Kirk Cousins, Moody, Bijan Robinson. I'm expecting them to move the ball down the field a little bit. But I think the difference here is going to come down to which defense do you trust more. Because like I said, both teams, they will move the ball down the field. But in my opinion, I think this game is going to come down to defense. And right now, if I have to choose, I'm trusting the Chargers defense way more than I'm trusting the Falcons defense. So I got them winning 29-23. I think the Chargers get the last defensive stop for them to be able to win this game. I'm gonna take the Chargers minus 1.5. That's too little. It's too little for me to take Atlanta that one. And I'm gonna take. I'm definitely taking the over 47.5. Like I said, I think we're gonna see a lot of good moments from these two teams, offensively and defensively. I think this game is inclined to be a really good one. Especially, I can see Atlanta bouncing back because this is coming off your bye week at home. But I'm gonna trust the Chargers more in this situation. Like I said, I do think this game comes down to defense, and I trust the Chargers defense a lot more than I do to the Falcons. So, therefore, I got the Chargers winning this one 29-23, bouncing back here in Atlanta. But it will be a tricky one. All right, next we got the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on against the Cincinnati Bengals. This one was a hard one. Let's be honest, it was a hard one. Because we look at these two teams in general, the Steelers coming off an uncharacteristic loss against the Cleveland Browns last week, and that was I mean, I say uncharacteristic because, like I said, they were supposed to go in there and take care of business, and they did not, and it kind of helped out the Bengals and the Ravens too. So meanwhile, looking at this game, Cincinnati coming off their bye week, I think. Yeah, they're coming off their bye week. They're at home. Same situation of what Atlanta's situation is. Coming off the bye week at home. This was a tough one, man. Actually, let's just go ahead and review the award because I'm already talking about it. This is my trickiest game of the week. I think this one could have went either way. Pittsburgh needs to win to keep up with the division. Now, situational football probably leans towards Cincinnati because they need to win this game to even consider playoff contention because that's how hard the AFC is right now. So in this game, I'm going to go with Cincy. I trust them to win this one. I'm going to go 24-21. Kind of a lower scoring game here. I'm not expecting both teams to light up the scoreboard here offensively. Now let's be honest, the Steelers do have the 10 times better of a defense, but at the same time, the Bengals, they do have the better offense in my opinion, but it's not by much. The Steelers have shown some pretty good stuff offensively these last couple of weeks. But in this game, the Steelers can absolutely win this game because it's on the road and in situational football. Situational football says Bengals to win, but it also says the Steelers because they need to get that division lead over the Ravens, but situational football really says the Bengals to win this game, and I'm gonna follow situational football. I'm gonna go Bengals to win this one. Like I said, I do think the Bengals will get down the field and score at times, even though it won't be the most prettiest performance because remember the Steelers are still one of the better defensive units of football. I just think that I trust in Joe Burrow. I trust in this situation. It's a do or die situation. It's at home. I trust him more in this one. I think Joe Burrow has a good case, slinging the ball all over the place. Not all over the place. Maybe not all over the place, but he'll sling the ball just enough for them to get past here by a field goal. Here in 24-21 at home. If this game was in Pittsburgh, I'd probably go with the Steelers in this one. Because nobody plays well in Pittsburgh other than the Steelers. So I said this game is in Pittsburgh. I'll go with the Steelers with this one, but I just trust Joe Burrow in this situation, do or die situation at home. TJ Watt could be a very big impact in this game. George Pickens can also be a very impact because Cincinnati's pass defense is still not good, so I can see that happening. But like I said, I trust Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I expect them to really have a big night in a do or die situation. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals on this one. I trust the situation. I'm gonna take the Bengals minus 2.5, and I'm definitely taking the over 48.5. I think this is very much inclined to be a good one here. Even though I am predicting 45 points, I feel really good about the over in this one. So yeah, we're gonna take the over on this one. Bengals 24-21 is what I got. This one should be a pretty interesting game here, and it should be a lot of fun to watch. All right, next up we got the Cardinals taking on against the Minnesota Vikings. Another fun one here, if I'm being completely honest with you. Cardinals coming off a brutal loss last week to the Seattle Seahawks, but their defense once again looked pretty good. Cardinals defense, I'll praise the defense though, it looked good. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, I bet they miss this place. They're gonna miss US Bank Stadium. This is like the first time coming here in who knows how long. So the Vikings, I think this is the first Vikings home game in about a month. And it feels like it. So the Vikings, they're gonna miss this place a lot. To look at this game in general, let's take about it here. Cardinals really have to get the running game going, because when you're playing against Minnesota's defense and Brian Flores' defense, is not easy. So for the Cardinals, the key here is going to be running the ball all over the place with Kyler Murray and James Conner. And when you look at the matchup, I don't think that's going to happen. Obviously, the Cardinals, I do think this team is still one of the dark horses of team, like the team that you would think that would make the sneakily make the way in the playoffs. I do think that will be the Cardinals. I do think this team is good enough to make the playoffs. But when you look at this game in general, like I said, the running game has to be the key thing here for the Cardinals if they want to win this game. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., he's kind of in and out, but I can see him having a big night against Minnesota's pass defense because teams have been able to move the ball over the pass defense. Now, the rushing game has not really been Minnesota-like, which means teams that had a really hard time run the football on the Minnesota Vikings. So that's why I kind of have a feeling here for the Cardinals, and running the ball is the Cardinals' main success on offense. And when you're facing against a defense who is pretty good stopping the run, but besides that, I don't think the Cardinals really got too much other offense other than that for me to get the slight edge here to them. So I'm gonna trust Brian Flores to get the running game defense going, maybe to win this game. Let me limit Kyler Murray and James Conner. If they do that, the Vikings will win this game because the Cardinals, they do give up passing touchdowns a lot. So I'm not gonna say a lot, but every so often. So like I said, if the Vikings can just limit the run game here, I'm comfortable that they can walk out here with the win. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings to win this one 27-23. I'm gonna take Minnesota minus 3.5. And I'm going to take the over on this one 45.5. I just think the running game. Plus, I think we're going to see a better performance out of Justin Jefferson. I know he did not have the greatest performance last week, but he was getting teamed a lot last week. So I'm expecting him to have a pretty good outing here at home against the Cardinals. Now, I will give credit to the Cardinals defense. I do think they have been absolutely fantastic over the course of these last couple of weeks. But at the end of the day, I think the Vikings take care of business. This is in the bank. Another key factor here, so I think the game just leaned towards Minnesota with the rush defense, and with this game being in the bank, of course, the bank will play its factor in this one. But it should be pretty fun. Even though I will give credit to the Cardinals defense, like I said, they've been absolutely fantastic over the course these last 5 weeks here. But I gotta go with the Vikings 27-23. Going to be a fun one here. Minnesota minus 3.5 and the over 45.5 is what I got for this game. But this one should be another fun one here. All right, next up we have the New England Patriots hosting the Indianapolis Colts. Obviously the Colts not coming off a great performance last week. Their offense was very limited, could not really do anything in this game. Actually, this is my 1-point game of the week. Sorry about that. But this is my 1-point game of the week. I think this one is going to be so close. I got the Colts winning this one 17-16. Like I said, I was not really pleased about what I saw from the Colts offense last week. And the Patriots, I took the Patriots plus 2.5. I said I'll take the Colts to win, but I'm taking the Patriots with the spread because the Patriots, they have a good chance of winning this game. Why not? They're at home playing against a team that's not too much better than them. And normally when I say that, the underdog wins. The Patriots win the game. But in my opinion, I still think the Colts get it done here. The Colts, their chances is not great, but they still have a chance to make it in the postseason. So I do think the Colts will take advantage of it. I do think Anthony Richardson has a better night here. Jonathan Taylor should have a better night here. Them two were not really that good last week, but I can't blame him because it's Detroit's defense. But at the end of the day, I do think the Colts will have at least enough star power for me to get past them over the Patriots. And the Patriots, they've been pretty decent recently. They've been finding ways to keep games competitive. I always say they didn't last week because they're playing as a red hot Dolphins team, but over the course of the weeks, they've been playing hard, making teams bite for them to bite their nails off for them to get wins. By the end of the day, this is like I said, this is a business trip here for the Colts. They should be able to walk in here, get the job done, move on. You still have a chance. You have a slim chance to make the playoffs. So even situational football says Colts anyway to win this. So. And I forgot to say earlier that situational football was with the Cardinals last game, because the situational football said Cardinals. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go with the Colts to win this one 17-16. Like I said, 1 point game. I'm taking New England with the points because they have a great shot at winning this game as well. And I'm going to take the under 42.5. That's kind of what I have a feeling for this game, and I feel pretty good about it. So I got the Colts winning this one in a 1 point game. Squeaker. All right, next we have the Seahawks taking on against the New York Jets. Man, Seattle coming off of a pretty defensive performance against Arizona last week. I was very impressed with what I saw from Arizona's defense. Not really impressed with their offense, but I was impressed with their defense. Their defense looked phenomenal in that game. For the Jets coming off bye week, they're at home, but I'm not feeling them this game. If Seattle, if they play defense exactly what they did last week, they'll be the Jets. They'll be the Jets. The Jets, even though the Jets should win this game, honestly, because they have more star power, but the Jets, they ain't going to win this game. They're not going to win this game. This team's been a mess all season long. I just don't trust their offense. I don't trust the Jets offense to go up here and put up that many points, especially looking at Seattle's defense of what we saw last week against Arizona, which was very impressive. I don't think the Jets are going to score enough points for me to take them to win this game over the Seahawks. Now I am expecting a low scoring game here. That's why I got 18-14. Kind of expecting a low scoring game. Not expecting really offense to do too much of anything in this game, but I have trust in Seattle. I trust them more. I think Seattle's more clutch than the Jets. We saw against San Francisco how clutch they were, how clutch Geno Smith was, and if they can do exactly that, they'll walk out here with the win. So I'm gonna take the Jet. I'm gonna take the Seahawks here, 18-14. I'm taking the Seahawks minus 2.5, under 41.5. I feel confident about it, and I'm actually gonna lock that in. I feel very confident about taking the under in this game. But as long as Geno Smith can get the ball down the field, and Jackson Smith, he's been absolutely fantastic. I do think he will burn this Jets defense. And like I said, the Jets are normally known of their defense, but their defense has been getting expelled. Their defense has been getting expelled. The Jets defense is not the same. They have not been looking good. So as long as Geno Smith can get the ball down the field and have more opportunities to score than the Jets, and their defense, I'm expecting them to play tough. They will win this game in New York. They will beat the Jets. So I gotta go with the. I'm keep saying Jets. I gotta go with the Seahawks here to win this one in a low scoring affair, kind of a defensive battle. I do think the Jets defense will have some good moments too. By the end of the day, which team do I trust more? So yeah, I trust the Seahawks more. All right, next up we got the Tennessee Titans taking on against the Washington Commanders. Washington does not look the same according to what it was in recent years. They do not look like the same. Looks like their offense has been figured out here a little bit. It's kind of concerning here for Washington, right? Looking at Tennessee. Tennessee's coming off of a pretty impressive performance against the Houston Texans, getting a win in Houston. That was the most impressive part about that. But this week, I'm all about Washington here. I'm all about Washington bouncing back. I do think this will be a closer game. Oh, by the way, my bad. I forgot to change that here. Let me change this for a moment, because I looked at the spread pick'em and it did say. So hold on, I'm gonna change this real quick. Because when I looked at the spread pick, it did say that Washington was favored by 5.5. It did say 3, so I kind of made a little bit miscue with that. But in my opinion, I'm taking Tennessee plus 5.5. I'm honestly, in my opinion, I'm feeling pretty good about that. It's because I think this game is going to be very close than what people would necessarily think. Obviously, I think this game is going to be close from start to finish. I'm not expecting a blowout here. Maybe you could expect a blowout here for Washington, but I'm not all about that. I'm going to take Tennessee plus 5.5 in this one. I'm feeling pretty good about that, because Tennessee, what they're main of is their defense. Tennessee has a really good defensive team over there, and I feel pretty good about that. So Washington's offense will be tested here again. Can Washington pull it off? We don't know. Jane Daniels has not been himself these last couple weeks, and maybe because it's the injury that's a little bothering him. But he still played all right. Terry McLaurin might have a slow day because the Titans defense is really good. That Titans defense is something that you don't want to mess around with. That defense I think is one of the best defensive units of football. Even though their offense, I know. Here's the thing: I do think they will lose because the Titans offense is really not that good. So as long as Washington can hang in there defensively, I do think they'll have more opportunities to go down the field and score. in Tennessee, but I'm just gonna go 3-point game here, 23-20. I still got the Commanders winning because they need a win to keep themselves in the playoffs mix. So I'm gonna take Washington to win this one here at home, to win this one. But like I said, if this game was in Tennessee, I'd probably go with the Titans. I might be completely honest with you, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Washington to get it done. But I feel Tennessee in this game. I think their defense will keep the game close, keep it competitive. I'll take the Titans with the points, but I'll take Washington to win it. Under 48.5, I'm feeling good about that. I kind of expect this one to be more of a defensive war because Commanders' defense is really underrated too. Now special teams did cost them last week, but I'm expecting them to be better in this game what they were last week. So overall, fun game here. But I just got Washington hanging on 23-20 plus 5.5 and the under 48.5. But it definitely should be another interesting one here. All right, next we have Jacksonville taking on against the Houston Texans. Texans, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. The Texans, they just don't look like themselves. Obviously the Jags, like I said, they don't look like themselves at all. Did I say Jags? Texans, they don't look like themselves at all. Defensively, offensively, they just don't look like themselves. You look at the Jags. I don't know if Trevor Lawrence is coming back from this game. If he does, I do think the score will hold. I am taking the Texans here 30-20, but I do expect Jacksonville to put up a fight. But this is predicting if Trevor Lawrence is playing. I'm based off this if Trevor Lawrence is playing. If Trevor Lawrence is not playing, then I'm probably taking the Texans like 30-14, something like that, kind of an ass beating. But come on, Texans, they just want to win this game. This is a business trip for you. Go into Jacksonville, take care of business, and move on. Obviously, the Texans, they've shown a lot of great stuff defensively. Defensively, they've been really good these last couple weeks. I'm not talking about really good. But I do think Jacksonville, if Trevor Lawrence is back, they will move the ball down the field as it has been. Like I said, Jacksonville, they can move the ball down the field if Trevor Lawrence is back. You know, they get Ingram, Brian Thomas Jr., they get all of them stuff. They all them guys active down there when Trevor Lawrence is playing. But if the other guys play, man, I'm not really expecting too much here for the Jags. For the Texans, C.J. Stroud, he has not really been his best this season. Let's be completely honest. Let's just call it what it is. He has not been his best, but he should be able to do at least enough for the Texans to get down the field and score. So I'm going to take Houston in this game. Houston wins 30-20, 10-point game here. I'm going to take Houston minus 4.5. I think that's just too low. It's too low. And I'm going to take the over 48.5. I forgot to highlight in green, but it's whatever. I'm going to take the Houston 48.5 on that one. But it could be risky. It could be, I don't know, like I said, the over-under could move because by the time I put the over-under in this game, it was like last night when I did it. So I'm recording this Thursday morning, but overall, I do think the Texans come out, get the job done here, do what they need to do. Nico Collins does what he needs to do. Joe Mixon does what he do. The Texans just have more offense. They have more offense, and it should just be the better unit. But like I said, I do think Jacksonville will score and keep this one close. But in the day, I'm going with the Texans. Business trip here for the Texans. Should be able to get the job done here on the road. All right, next we got the Los Angeles Rams taking on against the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, the Rams took an. Let's face it. My Rams took an ass beating last week. We should not be happy about this at all. But come on, it's still the Philadelphia Eagles. It's still one of the hottest units in football. Look at the Saints. Saints coming off a bye week. Yep. Saints coming off a bye week. They're at home. In this one, but come on, this is all about the Rams making adjustments, winning this game. The Rams very necessarily have to win this game. If the Rams don't win this game, we're probably out of playoff contention, if I'm being completely honest. Because after this, we play against the Bills. So these two games with the Rams has to be a must win because you didn't win that game against Miami. So in my opinion, as a Rams fan, this has to be a must win. And I do think we get it done here. Even though the Saints, they have been playing good in recent weeks, man. Don't get rid of the Saints these last 2 weeks, other than the bye week. They've been fighting something. They've been fighting something under the belt. Maybe they win this game because they're at home. This I don't know, man. This one's gonna be tricky for Los Angeles to win because, like I said, the Saints, they've been playing well. The question is, will the bye week hurt them? Because they were on a little bit. It happened with Arizona last week. The bye week hurt them. Remember the Cardinals were rolling, and then all of a sudden now they're a little bit slow. But that's just 1 week. I can see the same thing here happening to the Saints. Plus, I think the Rams defense will be a lot better in this game. They'll be a lot better against the run. Alvin Kamara is not Saquon Barkley. So as long as, even though Alvin Kamara had some really good moments this year, I'm gonna trust on the Rams defense to limit him, not stop him. Asking you just to limit him. Obviously Derek Carr, he can move the ball down the field, but like I said, New Orleans, yeah, they're dealing with a lot of injured receivers, so I do think the Rams will take advantage of that. Meanwhile, for the Rams, I'm kind of expecting them to bounce back in general. Even though Matthew Stafford, I thought he played a great game last week, I think he'll do exactly what he did last week. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Kyron Williams should have a better night. I think Kyron Williams can run all over this run defense. Saints run defense is not the greatest, so I can see Kyron Williams having a great night there. I don't know. I just think the Rams have more star power right now than the New Orleans Saints. And like I said, the Saints can win this game. They're at home off the bye week. But I'm going to go the Rams and win this one 24-18. I kind of feel like I'm like a mediocre score there. Take the Rams -2.5, and I'm taking the under 48.5. That just feels a little bit too low. A lot of spreads were 48.5 this week. So yeah, I'm feeling the under in this game. Like I said, the Rams offense will bounce back. I mean, it wasn't even the offense; the defense will bounce back in general. I have a lot of confidence in this Rams defense. I think we get the job done here in New Orleans, but it won't be an easy one. So fall for the trap game, but I'm leaning towards Los Angeles in this one. All right, now we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers playing against the Carolina Panthers, and like I said, give credit to the Carolina Panthers, man. Give a shitload of credit to them. They only lost by 3 points in this building last week, and that was very impressive. For the Bucs, they are coming off of a manhandling performance against the New York Giants, completely kicked the shit out of them on both sides of the ball, and you can see the Buccaneers are getting healthier. They're getting healthier as they do. Like I said, the Buccaneers, they have an easy schedule out so this is kind of like a business trip for you. Same thing with Houston. But same thing with Houston. This is a business trip for you. You should be able to go in here, get the job done, move on, and rise up your playoff hold, especially with Atlanta. And Atlanta does have a chance to lose this week, which I am predicting. So for the Buccaneers, this is all about them going in here, take care of business. Baker Mayfield has been playing his ass off recently, and I can see him having a big night here. Meanwhile, Carolina, I do think they'll get the ball down the field and score too. The Panthers, that's the only thing good about their team is that they can consistently get down the field and score. Obviously, Adam Thielen was a really big key last week, and if he can do that, maybe it decides with the Panthers, but I'm going to trust the team here that has more business, the team here that has more to play for. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers to win this one on the road. I'm going to predict a high scoring game here. I'm going to go 34-21. Obviously, both teams can move the ball down the field because both teams' pass defense is not good. Both teams' rush defense is what I trust Tampa Bay a lot more than Carolina. So I'm going to go with the Bucs to win this one on the road. Get the playoffs side, plus I think the Buccaneers have more weapons than the Panthers do, and that's going to be a key thing in this game. So take the Bucs to win this one on the road in Carolina. It won't be easy, but I do think it will be a high scoring affair here with Tampa Bay merging in here at home. But Bryce Young, he played a really good game last week, so maybe he does get it going again. But at the same time, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay to win this one on the road, and so like I said, it's just all about the business. All about the business here for Tampa Bay to win this game. Tampa Bay -6, feeling pretty good about that. And the over 46.5 I'm definitely feeling really good over. So should be a high scoring game here. But I got the Bucs winning. Alright, now we have the Eagles at Baltimore. Oh man. Oh fucking shoot. This game is going to be all fun, man. It's going to be fun. Okay, let's just call it this way because we already know what this is. This is by far the best game of the week. I don't think you could find a better matchup than this. Eagles are red hot. They won their last 7 games. Absolutely phenomenal stuff we're seeing from the Philadelphia Eagles, offensively and defensively. They look fantastic all around the board. It's really hard to pick against them right now. Be looking at Baltimore. They're coming off of a pretty good win last week against the Chargers. They're coming off. They played a really good defensive unit, and their offense looked really good. And I praise Baltimore's defense. Normally I don't do that because Baltimore's pass defense is suspicious, but I'll praise them last week. Last week they were pretty good. Man, this one, I think it just came down to home field advantage for Baltimore. I think it all came down to that. Like I said, this game was played in Philadelphia. I'm definitely going with the Eagles. The way how they look right now, absolutely, I would go with the Eagles right at home. But I think this one is more like the Cowboys and Giants game. This game comes down to home field advantage. Actually, no, not that game. The Dolphins versus the Packers. It comes down to home field advantage. and I think Baltimore should be able to take care of that. Obviously, give credit to Philadelphia. They look absolutely fantastic. Their offense looks fantastic. Jalen Hurts looks fantastic. Saquon Barkley looks fantastic. AJ Brown has been a huge piece. They're probably going to get Devontae Smith back. This Eagles team is dominant. Okay, they're dominant. We're looking at Baltimore. They could be the similar dominant force that Eagles have, and this could be an early Super Bowl preview. Which if it is, I won't mind it because there's two really good bird teams here. So, in the Battle of the Birds, I got the Ravens winning this one 31-28. Absolutely going to be a fantastic game. But I think with Baltimore being home is the difference here. Baltimore being a home for the first, it feels like Baltimore hasn't been at home in quite some time. So I'm gonna take them to win this game at home. I think Lamar Jackson has another MVP caliber performance here. Same thing with Jalen Hurts. Same thing with Saquon Barkley. I think he has an MVP type performance, but I trust Lamar Jackson here at home. I trust them. They could have done here. This game could go either way, but like I said, I do think Baltimore will get it done here. And Baltimore's defense has to be exactly what it was last week. If they will win this game. If they're not, Philadelphia is going to win this game. I'll tell you that right now. If their secondary is not, it's not what it was last week, the Eagles will win this game. But at the end of the day, the home field advantage comes into play here. Both teams are fantastic over across the board. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, AJ Brown. This team has equal amount of talent. But I got to go with Baltimore. Like I said, it's just the home difference that's just leading me towards Baltimore. But this is by far the best game of the week, and I do not think that's even close compared to this matchup. Ravens, Eagles, fire. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do for this game to end it off? Go get a bag of popcorn and just sit there and watch this game, because that's exactly how this game's gonna be. End of the day, the home field advantage of Baltimore will win this game. This is going to be an absolute treat, though. All right, and then now we have Sunday Night Football here. We got the Niners playing against the Buffalo Bills. As you guys see on the screen, this is the ass beating of the week, and we'll get into that word in just a minute. But we were looking at San Francisco here. San Francisco, they don't look like themselves at all. Offensively, defensively, they just don't look like themselves at any moment at all. You look at the Bills. The Bills, they look dominant. They look dominant on both sides of the ball. The Bills actually have a chance to clinch playoff berth this week. If Miami loses, they automatically clinch the division, which is crazy because we're only at week 13. But look at this game in general. Like San Francisco, I would give them credit here, but here's the thing: you got to go into Buffalo. Buffalo is definitely not an easy place. I remember picking against the Bills against the who did I pick against the Bills at home? I think it was I don't know who it was, but it was a complete mistake by me. It was a dumbass mistake. But actually against the Chiefs. It was against the Chiefs that I picked against them at home, and then that ended up backfiring my ass. But when you look at that, like I said, Niners, they don't look like themselves at all. Like I said, this is the ass beating of the week, in my opinion. The Bills come off the bye. I think the Bills are going to beat the living shit out of the Niners. I think this is going to be bad. Obviously, we don't know the status of Brock Purdy. We don't know the status of Warner. We don't have the status of anybody on San Francisco. Now, I do think they will get down the field and score sometimes. That's why I only have like a 13-point game here. Like I said, this wasn't my biggest prediction of score. But if I'm being completely honest with you guys, if one game feels like more of a blowout than the other, it feels like this game. Especially with the Bills coming off the bye, they're at home. Josh Allen playing like an MVP caliber performances. The Bills offense looks really good right now, no matter who they have out there. I just got to go with the Bills. It's just the game and just the line is just leaning more towards the Bills. The win this one, Bills coming in this game more prepared, more fresh. San Francisco has to travel all the way down to New York. I just feel really comfortable about the Bills in this situation. The Bills should be able to dominate this game. I'm saying the Bills by 6.5, over 45.5. It's really good. I think that one is a little bit too low for me to pick the under. But like I said, I just think this is all about the Bills. This is their game to win. San Francisco, this is a tough game for you. Now, normally this would be a good game. You would look at this game and before the season and say, damn, this is going to be a good game. One of the better games of the year. But no, I just think this one's going to be a plain and simple ass beating. I think Josh Allen's going to beat the shell of the Niners defense. Niners defense has not really been the same. Just like I said, just overall, this Niners team has just not been the same. So, but overall, I think the Bills can get the job done here at home. Should be able to take care of business, but I want to give more credit to the Niners, but I just don't think I can. So I'm predicting as beating here. The Bills take care. Plus the Bills defense has been really good recently. While the Niners defense is big, you can score on the Niners defense. Looks like look at the Bills defense. I'll praise them. I think they look really good. So I think this game is all about the Bills. Bills take care. Bills win this game at home, 30-17. I was thinking about 31-17, but nah. I mean, nice 30-17. Like I said, not my predicted score, but I just feel all the momentum is George Buffalo to win this game. And one of the things, situational football does say San Francisco needs to win this game and keep up with the division, but I'm not feeling with it. I'm not feeling it. Niners, Bills should be able to win this one in a blowout. Alright, and last game of the week, we have Monday Night Football here, where we have the Browns taking on against the Denver Broncos. The Browns coming off a pretty interesting win here against the Steelers last week. That was pretty impressive. Denver continues to stay high. They're also coming off a win against Vegas last week. Meanwhile, for this game, I think this game is just leaning towards the Broncos. At home, Monday Night Football in prime time. Now, I can see the Browns winning because the Browns put off a pretty shocking performance last week against Pittsburgh, and if they can do the exact same thing here, I think the Browns can win this game. But the Browns have really got to rely on their offense playing against this Denver defense. I think that's going to be the key here. Obviously, the Browns have been miserable offensively. They'll just call it what it is. For the majority of the season, they've been miserable offensively. And when you look at the Denver defense, this Denver defense is, and I'm not shitting with you, this Denver defense has been absolutely fantastic. Over the course of the year, it has been phenomenal. So if the Denver defense, if they can do exactly what they did in recent weeks, what I do think they're capable of, and Denver can go out here and play defense, like I said, I'm kind of expecting a defensive war here. I'm not expecting, that's why I only got the score 21-17. I kind of expecting a defensive war here. But for the Broncos, if they could do exactly what they did last week, defensively and offensively, they will win this game. Now, like I said, I'm not expecting the Broncos to have too much success offensively. I'm kind of expecting Courtland Sutton to get shot a little bit. Maybe Bo Nix has been playing really well. I trust him more in this situation. That's why I'm going to go. That's another reason why I'm going to go Broncos to win this game. But I think both teams will have great defensive moments. That's why, like I said, kind of expecting a defensive game here. 21-17 is why I got on the final score. I just trust Broncos to win this one in the altitude on Monday Night Football at home. Even though the Browns will be more rested going into this game, but I gotta go with the Broncos. Broncos at home. I'm gonna take Cleveland plus 5.5 though. I think this game is very much inclined to be a field goal game, but I predicted it to be a 4-point game, so that's what I got. And I'm taking the under. I almost said over. I'm taking the under 41.5. I feel pretty good about that. So, like I said, I do think these two teams have a great shot of winning their defense, but in my opinion, I think this game is going to come down to offense, and I trust the Broncos offense more than I do in the Browns. So that's just the plain and simple explanation. So I'm taking the Broncos win here in defensive war on Monday Night Football, and let's see if that changes my mind. Let's see if any of these picks change my mind. But end of the day, defensive war here. Trust the Broncos offense more in the altitude. I'll take them at home. All right, but that is going to do it for analytics predictions for week 13. Like I said, if you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate y'all's support. Make sure to go join the Discord, all that fun stuff, and happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys choke down your food. Make sure you guys spend some time with the family. It's going to be amazing, but appreciate everybody's support. Make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button. And this is BabyYourSonMention.com. Peace out. Stay safe. See you guys in the next video. Peace out.